Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Unetta Spring.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is Talking Out Tuesday. Y'all, please help welcome back to the United States of America, fresh from Spain. Been over there doing some work, man. Y'all give it up for professional counselor Unetta Spring. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be back. How y'all doing?
Now, we doing good. We are so happy to have you. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I know you got some stuff for us.
Yeah. So we are going to be getting into just continuing to look at what's good for our mental health and being able to answer some questions, for people that have questions about your mental health. We're just really going to be delving deep into increasing our awareness about our mental health. What we do it each and every week.
That's absolutely awesome. So why is it important to be thinking about your mental health, before you experience a crisis?
Yeah, so the reason why it's important is because, once we've experienced a crisis or, what a lot of people define as like rock bottom or the bottom falls out, it's a lot more difficult to recover, right? So kind of thinking about when do you learn CPR, right? Typically you learn CPR before somebody is in cardiac distress and you have to administer it, right? So you learn things before things get difficult. So if you have a game, you practice before the big game. You don't wait until the big game to develop your skills, right? So you practice. Practice is a form of prevention. So waiting until you're in a crisis is not recommended because it's more difficult to get out of that state when you're in a crisis. Oftentimes you're not thinking straight when you're in a crisis. A lot of times you've exhausted all of your resources.
Right.
So you don't have to wait until you're on E to refill your tank. And that's what a lot of people believe about mental health. Like, I have to wait until I can't do this anymore on my own. It's much better to, when you start to see the signs, that you go ahead and get help before it's too late.
I love that, Unetta, and I am a strong advocate for therapy. I go twice a month, and I know the benefits of. I will always go to therapy, just as a refresher, a check-in. So thank you so much for mentioning that. Now, I've been hearing a lot about before stage 4. What is that?
Yeah, so before stage 4 is a philosophy that was kind of founded by Mental Health America. And it's basically looking at not waiting until things are progressively worse to seek therapy. So if you think about cancer, like when someone gets diagnosed with cancer, everyone asks usually, well, what stage is it, right? So if you say it's stage 1, people are like, oh, yes, it's messed up that they have it, but, it's stage 1, it's preventative, we can do things, like the hope for remission is there, right? But stage 4 is when you notice the signs of your mental health and you don't take action. Right, and they get progressively worse, and then now it's a lot more difficult to treat it. So the reality is most people wait 10 years before they get the help they need. So it's 10 years from the time when they first saw the symptoms of depression or anxiety, or 10 years past the time when they experienced that traumatic incident before they reach out for help. So before stage 4 is just something that we want to get people to start to recognize that they can get help early. They don't have to wait until they're in stage 4 to seek help.
Now, how can we check the status of our mental health if we are, there are people out there that's not in therapy. So how can they check the status of their mental health?
Yeah, so a lot of the status of our mental health is just in the basic things that we do daily, right? Our sleeping habits, our eating habits, how we feel connecting with others, or whether we're anxious or on edge. A good way is Mental Health America, and I'll share this on my social and on my website. They have links where there's several screenings that you can take, from anxiety to ADHD to depression to trauma. You can go on there and take a quick screening if you're confused or you're not sure. Do I have a problem? Like, should I seek help? You could go in there and take a screening, and it'll give you the results of what stage you're in terms of your mental state. So that's a good place to start.
That's really good. I'm glad you talked about sleep because we know that's so important. What are other things that we can do? Because I'm real big on getting sunshine and exercise that we can do for our mental health outside of going to therapy.
Yeah. I'm going to tell y'all, a little bit goes a long way, right? And sometimes we think, I can't go to therapy, so I just got to figure it out, or I got to push through. Y'all, we are beyond the stage in life where we need to push through. the grind mentality, that's played out. We need to release that and let it go. Because when you are grinding and you are pushing through, you are wearing yourself out, you're wearing yourself thin, and we got to stop doing that. So like you said, going out for a walk, getting sunshine. I have a self-care strategy workbook with tips. It's over 100 things that you can do to take care of yourself and ideas of things that you can do to improve your mental health that may not involve going to therapy if you're not ready for that. But it can let you know if it will work for you, if it's something that you need to be strongly considering. So those basic level things like walking, drinking, hydrating with water, and doing those small things to take care of yourself can make a big difference.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you on. And, of course, Talking Out Tuesday segment is not meant to take the place of actually going to therapy, but it's a start. And you can always get more information on Yonetta's website, groundbreakerstherapy.com. That's groundbreakerstherapy.com, or on Instagram at groundbreakerstherapy. Y'all give it up and show your love for Yonetta Spring. Thank you, Yonetta.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.